Well guys, it's actually been about 3 weeks since I've been able to work on this. I've been busy with the Christmas holidays. I've been working on the school bus like crazy. A whole bunch of night shifts and day shifts and crazy places I've been going. The last thing we did, that I did off camera, was yesterday. I cut off these backing plates and got that all done. They're all right here. You know, this bandsaw, I love this bandsaw, guys. Just keep your fingers away from that blade, I'll tell you that. So today my plan is to take all the rear suspension out of this. I did get a new subframe brought up from the USA, shipped right to my door. I was told it was rust-free on the internet. It's previously enjoyed by an American Derby driver, but it's got a little bit of rust on it. It was pre-ran. The photos looked a lot better than when it actually showed up. Don't be looking at the front over there. Whew, that was close. I'm just joking, guys. We'll be talking about the front here in a bit. I've got a little bit some spicy stuff to talk about. Not really sure about what I'm going to say about it yet, because I'm not sure if that's how it's going to go. So my plan is to get the whole back of this car out of this thing today and get that new subframe into this car. So let's get going. See if these will undo. Very nice. So Mini Meltdown is one of those shows where in the rules it does not state that the fuel tank must be removed. And in the past, I've seen people run their fuel tank in their Mini Meltdown cars. It's actually funny because in the past, I remember one of my first years there, I seen a guy that had spent the time to remove his motor to weld his transmission posi, but then left the factory fuel tank. I kind of made some comments to him, and he goes, "Why would I remove the fuel tank? It doesn't affect the way the car drives. Welding the motor, the transmission posi, makes it so the car drives different." And I'm not going to argue with that. But you think the fuel tank would maybe be a reason for your car to go out, but I'm not there to argue logic. I'm there to smash cars. But I had some guy talk to me last year at Mini Meltdown. He says, "Why remove the fuel tank? Just cut it out, drain the fuel out of it, put it back in." And I said, "What? Why would I do something stupid like that?" And he goes, "Well, you got to think. You're taking a large metal object out from underneath your car. That could probably stop the bottom of your car kind of caving in. So I'm not sure if I'm going to do that. If I do that, I am going to cut a very large hole in the fuel tank and then reinstall it. So then that way they can obviously see I don't have fuel in it, but I don't think it really matters for Meltdown." I don't think there's any fucking gas in this thing. Let's get the gas out of it. I don't know if I've told you guys the story on this car. So the story on this car was, I got this car close to, I want to say 3 or 4 years ago. And my neighbor needed a car for the road. This car here was a perfect road car. It ran, it drove, it passed a legit safety. It had zero rust anywhere except rear subframe, apparently. And it was a great road car. They drove it for 8 months or so, and then one day they were leaving Walmart parking lot and the car died. They put new spark plugs, new distributor, new spark arrestor. We did timing belts, we did tensioners, we did water pump, we did oil pump. We did everything on this car and it would not run. I just drilled this gas tank and there is not a drop of gas in it. I'm kind of thinking the fuel gauge stopped working. That's kind of upsetting that the fuel gauge stopped working. Because it's been sitting in my backyard now for probably 2 years, maybe even longer. But yeah, I feel bad now that I never tried putting fuel in it. Because I didn't drill another hole in it, I only drilled the one hole. There's no other holes in this gas tank, and there is not a drop, not a speck of fuel in this tank. I think the fuel gauge stopped working. Oh well, it's a derby car now. I don't think it's going to come apart nicely. Oh my goodness, it came apart. That one did. So you guys that are new here might not know what I do every year for Mini Meltdown. Oh, this is going to be fun like it is every year. So every year for Meltdown, I take apart every single bolt on these cars, lubricate them, and put them back together. Some people say, well, why would you do all that? My reply is, it's my life! I'm just joking. I like to be able to take these things apart at the show. Is it easy? No. Sometimes it's hard, like this one. Oh my goodness. Did that one just get hard? That's what she said. So here's my theory on that. This bolt just took 4 minutes, maybe 5 minutes. That is under ideal circumstances. I had lubrication, I could have heat if I wanted to, I have my impact guns, I'm able to get underneath the car freely. That took 5 minutes. Now pretend I'm at the demolition derby, everything is bent, I need to get this car fixed to get into the next heat, and now this bolt won't come out. That 5 minutes now turns into 25 minutes. So, that's why I take everything apart. I have the time to prep while I'm here, so I might as well prep. And yes, some things do come out a little bit easier than others. It doesn't matter though. Ugh. These ones are notorious for not coming apart. I usually get them apart, it just takes some heat. So, I already got one moving. Well guys, we got a lot done on this today. I ended up taking out the struts, pulled the whole rear subframe. I have these things soaking in some penetrating oil. I'm going to try to go at these tomorrow, try to get these bolts out. These do not look that good. They're a little crusty, but you know what? I do have others, so if something goes wrong with these, I do have others. I took the back window out of this thing. Bam! The reason I took out the back window is I don't know how to get the struts out unless I take out the back window. That's joking, guys, don't worry. I have never seen a strut tower that rotted. But how rotted that is, look how clean this car is. A little bit of surface rust there. There's nothing down here. It's pretty much spotless. Let's get this thing up a little higher and we'll take a look underneath. This rear subframe is no good. No good. Bad subframe. So we're going to throw that one out. Both sides of that one are actually rotted. This side a little bit worse. We pounded out the rubber bushings so we can put the rubber bushings into this one, because this one didn't come with rubber bushings. But I would like to give this frickin' floor a good sweep, but unfortunately, you know, somebody drove over his own broom the other day. So, no bueno. It's not going to work. I try to sweep with it, but it just breaks in half. It's like a... Oh, yeah, no good. So we're probably going to go buy another broom today. That one's already been ran over once or twice because it has a snow shovel handle on it. But honestly, guys, the car's not going nearly as fast as I want, but we're getting stuff done on it. We got quite a bit of work, but right now I'm starting to trip over too much stuff on the floor. I'm going to read the rules tonight to see if I can put this gas tank back in. I don't know if it's going to do much, but you know what? If I cut the bottom out so they see there's no fuel in it, we're going to see. I'm going to read the rules. I don't know if it's going to do a big advantage, but they do say, like the one guy I was talking to, and it does make sense to me. You put a big chunk of steel back in the back end of this, and it's going to be a little bit more solid. So, last year at Meltdown, my back end did fantastic, so I plan to do almost the exact same thing. Front end went to garbage. People are telling me to change up what I'm doing in the front. I don't know. I think that what I'm doing is kind of necessary. But, yeah, we're going to have to figure some stuff out and go from there, because last year things went to shit pretty quick. But that's okay. And I don't know, guys. What are you thinking here? You think I should put this gas tank back in? Leave a comment down below if you guys think I should put the gas tank back inside this car, because honestly, I'm not really sure. We got quite a bit of mess going on here though. I'm gonna go buy another brim today because the floor is giving me anxiety, guys. But thanks for watching. We got to go buy a vehicle today, so that's probably going to be the end of it. I'm just going to let the fire die down here. I haven't thrown any wood in it for a couple hours. And then we're going to head out and go buy a vehicle and then come home and then go to work. So we'll be right back.